Today in Tower Defense Simulator, I'm attempting to beat Frost. But there's a catch. I can only use 5 completely random towers. If I get bad towers, this might be impossible. So to make up for that, I'm going to be having 2 wild cards that I can use if I need it. So yeah, without further ado, let's go straight into it. Alright, what's up everyone? Here is... Okay, so as you might have figured out already, this is a wheel of all my towers in tower defense. So I'm just gonna give you the important parts of this like 2-minute clip. Okay, so the first random tower I got was Necromancer. Alright. Second tower was Assassin. Third tower, I got Pursuit. Okay. And then fourth tower was Trapper. And the last tower was Medic, which I was really hype about. Trust. Oh no, bro. That is really bad. Medic is actually pretty horrible, bro. Yeah, so as you hear on that reaction, I was really excited to use a slowdown. Anyways, I started by selecting the map Summer Castle and placing down 2 assassins. Then I upgraded them to level 1. After that I got more assassins. I also got some more upgrades on them. Then the snow minion came and went down with like a few lives left. That's no big deal though, because I do have Medic, which surely won't disappoint me, right? Anyways, I started placing down trappers to help clean up the mobs that was getting by. Okay, so after I got 5 level 2 trappers, I thought it would be a good time to start working on my necromancers. However, I was quickly interrupted by the Frost Hunter, who survived on 93 HP. So I placed a Pursuit to take care of him. And as you can see, this one was already getting really messy. The rest of the game was just pretty like straightforward. I got some more pursuits, I got some upgrades on them. Then I just got another Necromancer, only to lose on round 27 though, due to stupid Frost Undead. But I wasn't gonna give up there. So I played a bunch more games to try to actually like figure out a strategy. And like figure out what works well and what absolutely doesn't work. And what did I learn, you might ask? Well, honestly, not much. I didn't make it past round 27 in a lot of runs. I actually got worse than that a lot of the time. And I didn't really develop a good strat either, I would say. I obviously didn't end it after those games, but I feel like it's time to fast forward a little bit to this game about 2 hours in. The game starts out as pretty much any other game. Hit ready, then place down 2 assassins. However, this time I only get 5 assassins total, instead of the total 8 I had in the first game. This allows me to place down a trapper a little bit earlier and get the watch your step upgrade a bit faster. The thing I do next is kinda shocking though. I place down a Medic. You might be thinking this is insanely stupid. And it probably is. But it allows me to get my health back, which might be needed for later. Anyways, I went back to working on my trappers, getting 5 level 2 in fact. Then I decided to go for 8 level 2 assassins total. After that, I got 2 more level 2 trappers. Then I placed down a necromancer and upgraded him to level 1. Then the game continued on with me working on my pursuits. And as you can see, I didn't really know what pursuit path to get, so comment below which one you think is the best. Oh, and also I got 1 more necromancer. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to a bit later waves here. It's now round 32. I currently have 3 necros, 4 pursuits who are either level 4 or maxed out. As you can see here, I absolutely demolish the Frost Mage. Then here on round 33, the Yeti gets way too far, but I do manage to barely kill it. And on round 34, you know what, just watch. Oh my god, that was way too close. Moving on to round 35, I was feeling good. It's also worth noting that this is the farthest I've ever got it so far. And let's just say I was not expecting this. Oh my god, 60 and 80,000 HP. Bro, what? How am I meant to kill that? Yeah, so as you heard there, I kind of knew I was cooked, but I played around and I tried my best, but it didn't really work out that well. Yeah, I lost. I played for about another 3 hours, and I lost on round 35 2 more times. So I kind of knew something needed to change. So you might remember in the intro where I said I was allowed 2 wildcards.
Previously,
I'm gonna be having 2 wildcards that I can use if I need it. Okay, so you might be wondering what I did next. Well... Alright everybody, it's gambling time, baby, let's go! And we get... Okay. Randomize any number. So, as you saw there, I got randomize any number of towers as my buff, which means I can swap out as many towers as I want for new random options. So, which towers did I swap out, you might be wondering? Well, Medic was off the team immediately for some reason. I really don't know why. It just, like, kinda happened. I don't know. Seems weird, but...
Are you sure about that?
Anyways, then I actually had to use my brain a bit to decide the rest. But I pretty quickly came to the conclusion that I would only need 1 early game tower and between the remaining options, I felt like Assassin was the worst, so he was off the team as well. I then decided to keep the rest of the team as it was because I felt like they all had their important roles. Necromancer was there for solid mid to late game DPS, Pursued handled those flying enemies and also provided some good DPS, and Trapper was a pretty reliable early to mid game tower. Okay, so now you're probably wondering what these random towers will be. Well, let's find that out right now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Golden Pyromancer. Okay, I can't have two different Pyromancers, so I'm gonna have to reroll that. Please, Merc Base. Yes! Oh my god, let's go. Okay, this is probably beatable. Alright, so Golden Pyro and Merc Base were the random towers I got. And honestly, they were a massive upgrade from what I was using before. But let's jump into the first game with this new loadout. The game starts out with me placing down 2 Trappers, followed by a Pyromancer. After that, I added some more level 1 Trappers that I set to strongest. Then I upgraded my Pyromancer to level 3. Also, you can probably tell by this point that I'm having exactly no strategy. But to be fair, it was my first game with this new loadout. Moving on, I upgraded all my Trappers to level 2 and set them to landmines. And then I got another Pyro, which now looking back at it, that was an insanely stupid move. But I also placed another Pursuit that I got to level 1, level 2, and eventually level 3. Next, I placed a level 2 Merc Base down. Then he also got upgraded to level 3. I was trying to go for level 4, but I got a bit interrupted by a freaking Frost Wrath. So I had to get a bottom path Pursuit to handle him. I then got another Mercenary Base, and then another one, because why not, right? But then I kinda... yeah. Also, we don't really need to talk about this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
But that revive ticket was pretty worth it, because I ended up losing on round 35. Just keep in mind that this was the first try, and I never got past round 35 with the old loadout. So, yeah, this team was feeling much better, to say the least. I played some more games on Summer Castle, but I was starting to doubt how good it actually was, cause I felt like it held back some of my towers a bit, like Necromancer for example. So to see if it would be easier, I tried some different maps. The first one I tried was U-Turn, and that map made it much worse, because I lost on round 19. U-Turn didn't feel good at all, so I immediately went to the next map, Simplicity. This map was pretty bad at first, because on the first try I lost on round 19, and on the second try I lost on round 28. But on the third and fourth try, I lost on round 35 and round 36 respectively. That was actually very good, and I felt like the map was better than Summer Castle, actually. I continued playing and I lost on round 35 or round 36 almost every time. Like, I can't even count how many times I lost on round 35. It's just too many. You're probably wondering why it's so hard to get through those rounds. Well, round 35 has this. Oh my god, 60 and 80,000 HP, bro. Which is incredibly hard to get through. And then round 36 has multiple deep freeze, multiple frost mages, frost mysteries, you get the idea. And if that wasn't enough, almost everything is nimble, which means they move twice as fast. Yeah, so the combination of those two bosses, along with everything else, makes those particular rounds incredibly hard to beat. After a ton of games on the Simplicity map, I wanted to try one more map. So, I also tried the Honey Valley map, which offered a slight improvement, but I still found myself losing at best on round 36. I had already dedicated about 5 hours a day for multiple days to this challenge, all without achieving any success. So I just felt like I needed that little extra buff. So I decided to use my last wild card to spin the buff wheel one more time. Here is how it went. Okay, lock in now, wheel. We need something good, or else this is going to be impossible, and then I'm definitely going to lose. Oh my god, yes. Replace one tower with accelerator. That is actually very good. As you saw there, I got replace a tower with Axel, which is an amazing buff to be honest. But what tower did I replace? The choice was definitely between Merc Base and Pursuit, because I didn't need 2 towers for flying enemies. This decision was actually easy because I already had Accelerator and Necromancer as strong DPS options, and I didn't really need more raw DPS. Therefore, I kept the Mercenary base and replaced Pursuit with Accelerator. Now that you know that, let's see how this worked out. The first games were mediocre to bad, so we'll skip over them and move directly to my 5th attempt. I start the attempt off by placing down a level 1 trapper, and yeah, the placement probably looks kinda weird, but there's actually a reason for it. You see, the Merc-based riflemen tend to stack up around this bridge area, and if enemies get too close, they can start wiping them out really quickly. So by putting the trappers there, they can take care of most enemies before they reach the riflemen. Anyways, from there I focused on my trappers, aiming for 5 level 2 as usual. Then I placed 2 more trappers in some odd spots.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
I placed them there because the Pyro gets stunned by literally any stun inflicting enemy. That is because the Pyro is usually the closest tower to the enemies. So if you place some trappers down, it's less likely that the Pyromancer gets stunned. Speaking of Pyromancer, that was what I was going for next. A level 4, in fact, to basically get that infinity burn tick, which is very helpful. After that, I began preparing for the flying enemies by getting 3 level 4 Merc bases. Then I actually decided to max out my mercenary bases because I felt like they were doing very well. Once the merc bases were handled, I moved on to my accelerators, and my plan was simple. Get each one to level 4, one at a time. And by the time I was done with that, it was already round 35 and I was starting to panic because I knew that the notorious round 36 was coming up. So before it started, I spammed down as many necromancers as possible and upgraded them as much as I could. Then round 36 arrived, so I immediately switched my merc base to riflemen. That was to handle the double nimble frost mages. And somehow it actually worked. We survived. What? And by that, this was my furthest attempt yet. But I wasn't stopping there. I'd made it this far, I had to at least reach the boss, right? And that goal starts at round 37, which I breezed through. Round 38, however, is a very tough round due to the trickster elves that buff the enemies by giving them either the nimble buff or the bloated buff. We have already talked about that nimble is double speed, but what is bloated? Well, that is just double HP, which is also very annoying to get through. I managed to get through that relatively well somehow. Now it was round 39, just one round away from the boss. And at this point, I was fully focused on maxing out my accelerators. And once those were done, I moved on to maxing the necromancers too. I also eventually got through Route 39, and for the first time, I had reached the boss round. I'll let you watch how it went. Oh my god! Let's go! Let's go, man! Oh my god! And yeah, somehow that actually worked. Honestly, I did not think this loadout was gonna make it that far, especially after some of those earlier attempts. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, as it really helps out. And if this video gets to 50 likes, I will try this again with only one wildcard. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.